Good morning, children. How's it going? Let me just begin by saying that I miss everybody. Uh, you know, Weird times. We're having weird times out there. Okay, for today, we're going into chapter 2 of Catcher in the Rye. And we're going to specifically talk about something that's going to be important throughout this entire novel, and that is characterization. All right. This is a very, very character driven piece of work. So we have to really begin doing the detective work of chopping it up and figuring it out. Who is this guy, Holden Caulfield? Okay, so what is characterization in general? Now, you guys already know this, but we might as well review a little bit. The process through which a writer reveals the personality, perspective, identity, and motivations of a character. Basically, how they help us learn who this character is, what drives them. Now, we break this up into two distinct types of characterization. First, we have direct characterization, and that's when a writer or a story simply says what the character's traits are. They just tell us right out, right to our face. So, for example, the patient boy and quiet girl were both well mannered and did not disobey their mother. So in this case right here, we are told directly the boy is patient, the girl is quiet, and they both are very well behaved. There's really no guesswork there. Now, something we have to keep in mind with direct characterization is that the reliability of this characterization will change depending on who's telling it to us. So if we have a narrator who is particularly unreliable or has a distinct bias, okay, they might describe characters differently than other people would. And we also have to ask ourselves, all right, so why have we been fed these traits directly? Why does the writer think that it's important that we are given these traits right off the bat? What are we supposed to do with those? So keep those things in mind. Okay, why have we been given these traits? And two, okay, can I trust the description I've been given by whoever's giving it to me? Next, we have indirect characterization. Now, this is the good stuff, all right? This is the stuff that we can really chew on. It consists of the author showing the audience what kind of person a character is through the character's thoughts, words, and deeds. Now, this requires that the audience make some inferences about why a character would say something or do something or think something. Okay, we have to begin putting things together on our own. So, for example, okay, as Jane walked past the box labeled free puppies, she furtively glanced around her, then gave the box a swift kick. Okay, so pretty heinous, right? And we have no idea why this is happening. We have to put it together. But something that we can put together, I think, from this is that Jane seems like a horrible person, a weird, cruel person. Or maybe there's something else going on underneath the surface. Maybe she has some kind of trauma. Maybe there's something going on with that box of puppies. We have to begin putting together the pieces of who Jane is on our own. All right. Now, to continue with indirect characterization, remember that it's anything that helps the reader understand the character, okay? Anything at all that the writer puts on the page that helps us understand the character can be indirect characterization. So that includes what they say, how they say it, their tone of voice, the way their voice sounds, the kind of like cadence that they have, what they do and how they do it. So the actions, the specific actions, but also, okay, there's a big difference between like he walked quickly towards the door and he scurried furiously towards the door. How they do it is just as important as what they do. Their appearance, their body language, their face. Oftentimes, writers will kind of give characters physical traits that match their personalities, their clothing choices, how they interact with others, their relationships, their internal thoughts, their opinions and perspectives, and of course, their backgrounds and prior experiences. That goes back to that idea of the psychological lens with traumas and experiences. Okay. Remember, backgrounds are significant, they shape us. Remember, though, characterization itself is not a technique. Okay, techniques are used to create characterization. Characterization is a literary element, not a device. So, what kind of techniques create characterization? Things like dialogue, imagery or sensory detail, diction, connotation, and tone. We probably learned a lot about Holden yesterday just from the tone that he uses, just from his diction. Figurative language, where we compare two things, or juxtaposition, where we show their differences. And then, of course, there are the more technical components, the more technical techniques, like monologues, soliloquies, internal monologues, all those things. But really, we're going to focus on the rest of our list. Now, as for today, the big plan. You guys are going to read Chapter 2 of Catcher in the Rye with an eye out for characterization. You're also going to respond to today's reading prompts in your blog. It's probably a good idea to look at those first so you have a better understanding of what you need to accomplish by the end of today. You're going to respond to the blog of one of your peers from a different section that you've not already responded to. And I just want to let you guys know that there's going to be a brief check-in on the terms that we discussed this week on either Friday or Monday. So that refers to connotation, denotation, indirect characterization, all of these different technical terms that we are exploring together. Okay, children. So that's enough of yap. Have a great day. If you need anything, make sure you reach out, talk to me. See you later.